will direct your paths. As a child, I memorized this verse, but at the time, it was just words, and it really didn't make much sense to me. I was saved as a very young child. I might have been 3 or 5, I don't really remember. But I know the age doesn't matter. I remember every time I got in a fight with my brother, I would go upstairs and I'd put a chair in the middle of the room and I'd turn on the closet light and I would ask God to save me. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I know I would do that repeatedly. And I knew I wasn't supposed to keep doing it, but I did. So one day I was like, all right, I can't do this anymore. So I did it one final time. I asked God to save me, and that's the time I remember most specifically, and that's what I always thought of as to what I was doing. As I grew older, I started to understand more of what it meant, and I started to listen more in services and in messages, and I remember thinking back and remembering it and wondering if I was actually saved, because it was so small. And I had remembered things in the past that hadn't actually happened. So I wondered, did I just dream that? Did it really happen? Was it just my imagination? Because I remember my sister said she was saved and we didn't know she was, because she might have been copying me. And so I started to have doubts. I was about 12 then. And I would pray at night, if I'm not saved, please save me now. And it lasted for a couple of years. And then one day I was also afraid I hadn't prayed the right thing, because I heard that if you don't believe in the resurrection, you're not actually saved. I was like, well, I didn't pray that when I was 3 years old. So I made sure I prayed that. I said, I believe in the resurrection, he rose from the dead, died on the cross. I'm sorry, I know I'm a sinner. I prayed everything I could possibly think of to be saved. But that honestly didn't help me either. And I even prayed for God to take away my doubts, even though if I'm saved, is it actually going to work? So then, as I grew older, I was like, I had seen that I believed it. It doesn't matter so much. It doesn't matter when specifically you were saved. It just matters that you believe. And I knew I believed it. And another verse that also helped me, well, the same verse I said at the beginning, that helped me understand I can't lean on my own understanding. I need to lean on God's understanding. I needed to trust him and not just go off of what I thought. I need to trust him that he saved me. And another verse I wanted to share is Lamentations 3:21 to 23. This I recall to my mind, therefore have I hope. It is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning, great is thy faithfulness. I'm going to pass this on to Justin now, who's going to share his testimony.
I was saved when I was 7 years old. It was on a church work day. Pastor asked me and my brother if we would go and help them at the dump. And so he drove us over there, and he was talking to us about if we were saved or not. And I knew how to be saved. I knew about Christ's shed blood, but I don't know why. I never asked him to save me. So he just said, if you're not saved, you need to be saved. And so that night before I went to bed, I just asked him to save me. And I told God I believe Jesus paid for my sin, and it was by his shed blood that I was saved. But I didn't, this verse, Leviticus 17:11 says, "For the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given it to you upon the altar to make an atonement for your souls. For it is the blood that maketh an atonement for the soul." And 1 Peter 1:19 tells us that we are redeemed with the precious blood of Christ as of a lamb without blemish and without spot.
I think we're going to sing 2 more songs now.